You are listening to Skipping the Queue, covering Ultraman Omega episodes 18 through to 21. My name is Red, I'm joined by Mel.
Did you know that Tokusatsu is the source of all dreams turns into the camera?
Uh-huh. That's, it's a likely story in a Toku show.
That's right, children.
Also joined by Brad.
I actually relate a lot to Past Serato because my job is also to watch.
Oh, okay.
Who watches the
interesting
watchers?
Career.
Or the gazers.
Okay. The gazers. They're calling me the gazer. Well, yeah, we got 5 more episodes of Ultraman Omega. We kind of batched this quite well. Here's right.
My scientific plan
speaking.
worked and will be reused
Yes.
in future seasons.
Until they mix it up on you.
Yeah.
Well,
Broadly speaking, Ultraman Omega has reached a frustrating place where it's decided to just kind of be a pretty good Ultraman, but it took most of the show to get there.
Yep, I say I feel like this was my most enjoyable watching experience of this batch of episodes yet.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
I just am kind of like, why didn't we... I feel like we could have got to the spot maybe 10 episodes previous.
Now, here's the thing. Now I've, Red's trick. Now that I've got you all to agree with me. Is this not what Ultraman always does? Is this not the thing we've been complaining about in Ultraman, is that we're just good at this one thing, we should just do that thing instead of the new thing we're trying to do?
Kinda.
maybe there's a
Ultraman Omega is the one where we're like, I wish you were just doing your normal thing.
Well, this feels very Surf Dracula to me.
Oh, it is. It's so Surf Dracula.
Because like we took so long to get to the normal Ultraman status quo, and I do think we're actually doing kind of different things with like the attack team is going to be a problem as of like the last episode of the show. Mm-hmm. Like this is a show that very clearly thinks maybe we shouldn't have attack teams. That's probably not a good solution. But
yeah, it's like grappling with the quote unquote original sin of the franchise in a way.
Yeah. But between that and our main character suddenly getting his deal explained, and again, this is actually kind of like what you discussed. This is definitely not the first time I've, ushered this complaint, but I just think you get a stronger show if both of these ideas are around the halfway point more, and we have episodes of tension about the back and forth between people's thoughts on these things, rather than we got 3 episodes left.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
wasted so much time. Like we had that first half of the show, and we were like, well, there's always like that turning point in the middle of the show, and then they had a recap episode, and then they spent a few episodes settling into a state to this status quo. It was like episodes.
The turning point, and then the build up to a new paradigm.
Yeah, and
only now we're getting the reveal.
And we only really get to stick around in that status quo for like maybe 6, 7, 8 episodes or something. 7 episodes.
This might also be a good argument for like why 50 episodes is a good number.
Or
at least like 39 or something.
See, yeah, because I was thinking about this where I'm like, I feel like Ultraman is the rare series in the how long should a thing be, where like I actually do just think like somewhere in that mid-30s. Like, I think OG Ultraman did get this right somehow.
Yeah.
Where it's like, I think 50, you're starting to
run out of gas.
Out of gas, and you're definitely getting episodes where it's like, okay, they just needed something to do this week. 25, I feel like you're like, okay, I don't know if I'm spending enough time with these people.
Yeah.
Around 30, it's like you get a nice mix of like we have a broader story, but we're also doing some fun little one-off adventures and doing our own. Like, you have the space to do your own little random diversions too.
Yeah.
Oh, the other alternative is that you go for that sort of like mid-30s, and then you get the bonus episodes afterwards, a la Ultra 7.
Or you get the 50,
which as we all know,
or you get the 50, but then you get cancelled midway through, and so you have to cram anything to the last 10 episodes in your mid-30s.
Mm-hmm. Now, as we all know, adding a series of a few episodes at the end of your originally assigned length of episodes always works out.
Yeah.
And never goes bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we got 5 episodes of Ultraman Omega. 4 of them are just little one-off episodes of Ultraman, as you know, as it was always meant to be. And then we get one episode, you know, by the end of this batch, we have an episode where we learn the backstory of Serato and his deal. Episode 8, so I'll just very quickly sketch what each of these episodes are. Episode 18 is a goofy comedy episode where the gang gets kidnapped, where the pair gets kidnapped by an alien called, what is it called? Barossa.
Yeah.
The Barossa, and they shrink them, and the Barossa have all the loads of fucking gadgets from old Ultraman aliens.
Yeah.
That it's using.
They even use the scales of the Morpho Butterfly from StQ to grow big.
Yeah, and then there's one of the aliens is a girl who wants to keep Kosei as her Ken doll. And it's and then we've got this fucking finale where the aliens apologize for being boorish, and then
their mom calls them home.
Yeah, and then they all go away, and the gang are like, well, that was strange. This episode does also contain a Star Trek original series plot. In which, I'll get to. Episode 19 is there's an emotions crystal, and a crystal is on Earth, and it's luring a kaiju, but it's a crystal that is powered by negative emotions, and there's this kid called Eiichi who's trying to film Toku stuff.
I wonder what they meant by this.
Yeah, and he's talking about the magic of tokusatsu, but his friends are like, you keep enlisting us to film your things. We kind of want to do other stuff.
And also, they did get recklessly endangered in the first half of the episode.
Yes, this too.
I love how
we nearly died.
I love how the children's complaints are mixed like that with what feels like equal weight of, man,
yes.
We want to play the stuff we want to play. And also, our mom said that it was really weird that you tried to get us to, play journalists during an actual disaster and we almost died. We're not going to hang out with you anymore.
It has the same energy of, it's a very child thing to do, which probably explains why it has the same energy as Tumblr call-out posts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you put the evil stuff next to the stuff that doesn't matter.
The Google Doc.
Yeah. And then Kosei kind of bonds with this kid because Kosei is like, yeah, I had an interest when I was a kid too, but it didn't pan out. I was like, I'm going to go to the Olympics, but obviously I wasn't going to do that.
I like the exchange he has with the kid where he's like, I wanted to go to the Olympics. Did you? And he's like, would I be here if I went into the Olympics?
It's good. And then there's a whole, there's a fight. Honestly, this is maybe the best Omega fight just on the strength of there's the transformation where there's an incredible shot following him as he transforms and does a roll into a kick at the kaiju. It's really cool. Then he makes like a Gurren Lagann drill and kills the kaiju. And then there's a, you know, the photo pose ending and stuff. Episode 20. What the hell happens in episode 20?
Time traveling. Runaway kaiju.
Oh yeah, there's a kaiju that time travels. Its time traveling organ is like damaged or misaligned in some way, and so they have to help it get back to where it's from, which it's from Earth in the future, but it's got this. It's being hunted by, you know, it's because it's by humans in the future, it seems like, because it's got technology attached to it that isn't possible in our time. And so Kosei and Serato go to the future and they find Earth is in ruins, and there are these machines hunting down kaiju, and they defend the little kaiju and its mother from the machines, and then they return. And they're like, why the hell is the future like that? And the leader of the team is like, I don't know. Maybe there's more than one future. Maybe we just have to try our best not to do that. And obviously, it's foreshadowing the fact that the whole human kaiju conflict at the heart of this show that I wish had been. They spent so much time doing bullshit. And then episode 21 is... What is episode 21?
The middle manager episode.
Yeah. Ryonji.
The middle manager. Oh, Ryonji.
I think this is maybe this batch that I did not care for.
It was fine.
This episode has one joke. It's an all right joke, but it is only one joke.
Yeah. Yes. This was the episode after the first one, this batch, where I'm like, oh yeah, usually I don't like the comedy of this show.
So it's they've got this one guy who's Ryonji, who is this loser middle manager who he's written a book, and he carries around a step with his name on it so that he can plant his foot on it dramatically, and he has sunglasses that he puts, and he gestures, and he does a lot of shouting and posing and stuff, but he sucks and he's a loser and he doesn't have any good ideas. And then the team is right about everything. And this is the episode that there is some interesting stuff in here with this episode in terms of Ayu and how she responds to Ryonji, middle manager who sucks, which we'll get to. And then the final episode is it the final episode?
Yes,
episode 22.
Yeah.
The final episode we have is a guy shows up, like a hologram. It's a fucking detective. I gave you all the clues. There's a paper trail that's been left for Serato to find that is going to lead him to his memories. And he meets a hologram of an old guy who's like, I'm the guy who actually first found you, not Kosei. I'm the guy who found you.
I gave him clothes.
I have a lore drop for you, and we'll talk about that. I think we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
I think the first 4 episodes. What do we want to talk about? I'm not sure necessarily about like going in order. Sometimes that takes forever. I don't know. It's up to us. What are we doing?
I do want to talk about the first 2 episodes at the very least, because I honestly think, along with the lady who is sick and her grandma episode, maybe the best 2 episodes of this show. Yeah,
these are the best. So the first one is great. They're 2 very different episodes, yes. And they're both fantastic. So this episode 18, the stupid shit happening in this episode is so good.
It's wonderful.
Serato Kosei being shrunk, and then Kosei getting swapped out with a doll, and Serato be like turning and looking at Kosei and going, "Wow, Kosei, you look different." He's a fucking moron.
I really like the bit where, like, is it Gilda or Hilda? Like, the sister
Gilda, yeah.
alien.
Gilda.
Yeah, she walks in, and I feel like the way you're supposed to read this at first is like, oh, is this some, like, random woman he kidnapped as part of his, like, I'm a pirate stealing treasure, like, thing or something, and she's gonna, like, help bust him out? And then it's like, oh no, that's just his sister.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And he may be violent and boorish, but he's my 9,992nd brother. The Star Trek thing I mentioned from this episode earlier is that Gilda is like, oh, I'm dressing you up like human. Look, all our decoration, it's all like humans and stuff. We live in a place like that's 360 light years away from you. And he's like, oh, you've been like looking at us through like a telescope, and light takes 360 years to get to you. I see. I understand why everything looks like this and why you've dressed me up like this weird European noble thing. This is a direct pull from an episode of Star Trek where this exact thing happens. There's this childish super being that traps Captain Kirk and a bunch of his men on his little microplanet because he's like, oh, I've always wanted to meet a human being. I love Napoleonic Wars. He's a Napoleonic Wars fan. And Kirk is like, that was a long time ago. That's not our... What's going on? It's like, yeah, I've been watching you, and it's like, oh, okay, no, that was hundreds of years ago. This episode is better than that episode of Star Trek. That episode of Star Trek is kind of whatever. I do like this plot point here because it means Kosei dresses in this stupid, like, cheap costume.
And then Aya keeps...
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Why are you dressed like that? Okay, him being shrunk and we're shooting the shot, there's these shots, like, from his perspective. Does this count as giant woman?
It might. I mean...
We get the POV from down with Kosei.
Because we count...
What?
Jin and Ippei, right? Even though they were not the ones that grew big.
That's true.
True.
So I think this is a giant woman.
All right, the giant woman counter is increased by something. I don't know the number.
Even though the alien mother swaps their genders when referring to them.
Yeah, she does misgender Kosei.
I thought that bit was pretty good where she's like, look how the male soothes his beloved female, and they're both like, sure, okay.
Okay.
That's now 11 giant women.
11 giant women, fantastic.
I do also like how right at the end when they're leaving, she's like, oh, I hope you two, hope it works out for you two, wink wink.
Yeah. So a quick rundown of the bits of technology that the alien gadgets that I took note of. Alien Zarab's universal translator, Dada's micronizer, Alien Bibbidi Bar's transforming stick, which I think is from.
Have we got that one?
When I looked it up,
that's Leo.
When I looked it up, it seems like it might just be like this is just a Cinderella reference. It's not actually a lore.
Oh.
Wasn't this the tiny? No, I must be getting mixed up. And then Alien Chaplay's metal for disguise.
There's
I
also
think we've met Alien Chaplay.
We did. They were in 7.
Yeah.
Remember they're the guy who like disguises himself and then he transforms for like 2 seconds and then gets shot.
Yeah, he's the guy who I call the third Deftones.
Singer. Not Deftones.
Not Deftones. Not Deftones.
Daft Punk.
Daft Punk. Very different vibe. Very different vibe.
I don't know who Onion is, but Onion's
Onion
Club.
is, I think he was a guy from Taro. He was
Taro, yeah.
he was the Oni guy.
Oh, yeah, I didn't like that episode.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was in
So,
Folk Slop. We didn't like it. Or was that in Leo? Maybe it was in Leo and it was Folk Slop. I don't know. I forgot.
The red and blue halves from the heart, I think.
From
are in
Bolton.
this
That's how they teleport.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I think the wiki has like a full list. I don't know if you want me to check. I could look it up, but or you can just check the wiki.
Obviously they do this, and I'm like, I know that they're jingling keys at me, but also I'm a little baby going, ha ha ha.
I think this is an alright example of jangling keys, if I'm being honest, where like,
yeah.
I think it's kind of neat that it's just their funny little devices and not actually them.
Yeah, it's like and it's like their deal. They're like, oh, we steal things from other aliens.
I do like the implication that Zarab's deal is speaking, but
that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
He was the guy who spoke. It was him and Mephiles, and Mephiles was the devil. So that's like a slightly different thing.
According to Wiki, Judah's bat caliber is here.
Okay, that's good. Judah from...
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, this episode is just a good time.
I wish the rest of the comedy in the show was this good, because this was very strong.
Yeah, it's just something so good about Gilda being like, oh, I look, he won't even notice that you're gone. I've made a little doll of you, and Kosei's like, only an idiot would fall for that doll, and then Serato being like, oh, Kosei, have you lost weight? Or something.
Oh, I also love the bit where it flashes back to her falling in love with humans because she sees like a knight saving a princess in a like castle, and Kosei tries to explain like, that was 300 some years ago because of like the light year difference, right? And she just doesn't get it.
No. I love these aliens. They're so fun.
Yeah.
Big fan. They just want a little pet. She wants a pet.
Yeah.
Just because the humans are doomed doesn't mean.
Oh yeah. Just because the humans are doomed.
We get the tease.
Yeah. It's a good episode. Do you want to talk about the interesting episode?
Yeah.
Episode 19. This kid.
Yeah.
Toku kid.
A guy named Aichi.
Yeah.
What do they mean by this?
Okay, you know what? I hadn't actually clocked that, but yes.
Yeah, neither did I, but yeah, that.
Uh-huh. Very true. Very so true.
Yeah, when they cut to him reading about all the saints, I really should have gotten. No, I'm joking. But
lol. This kid is not committing the same crimes that Eiji Tsuburaya is in his life. The New Earth. How do we feel about this episode?
Yeah, it's good.
This has some of the best character stuff in the show between the kid of the week, but also how there's a scene where that kid and Kosei talk it out a little bit, and I think Kosei gets a little bit of validation from the kid that I actually thought worked really well. About sometimes that shit you were into and really based your life around when you were growing up doesn't pan out, and you just do something else, usually a much more boring, mundane adult thing, and that doesn't mean you're a loser. That just means you grew up. I thought that was good.
Yeah, Kosei was
I really enjoyed that.
I thought about being an Olympic runner, and that didn't work out, so I'm doing the much more boring adult thing of going to fight kaiju.
Lol. Yeah.
Literally being a kaiju summoned. But don't worry about it.
Zarato's kind of not in this. Sorry, I tried to move off this way too quick. The Kosei arc in this episode is great. He meets an old friend, and they talk about how they have this really soul crushing reunion where they're like, "Oh, hey, it's you," and then they're like, "So what you up to?" And they're like, "Oh, stuff." And it's like, "Oh shit, you too, huh?" And it's like, "Oh, I guess that's life then. That's it. We became adults. We weren't special."
Yeah, I have this conversation, I feel like at least twice a year with different people I knew from back in the day.
It still does feel a bit silly when Kosei says this while he can summon kaiju, though.
Well, yes.
Yes, there is that. But also there's like, I don't know, there's like a... It's interesting that he kind of doesn't think of this as like...
Well, it's not an achievement for him because he kind of stumbled onto it.
Right. It's not like any like.
Also, he's kind of more like Kosei's sidekick than it's his own thing.
There's some of that. There's maybe also, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like there's a degree of fantasy to it that doesn't ground it in like any kind of thing that it's like it's interesting that when he like really. Like, he cares about this stuff in terms of, like he wants to... There is also a degree of, in this meeting, where Kosei is like, yeah, I'm kind of not a big deal, but I'm doing this. And his friend is clearly like, wow, you're an asshole. What do you mean you're not a big deal? So yes, there is a degree to which he's ridiculous for saying that, but it's interesting that like even as Kosei kind of recognizes he's being ridiculous, he still kind of believes it. He still kind of believes that this isn't the thing that meant a lot to him as a kid, and that he still kind of failed himself in some way. I don't know. I really liked this. There was just a very sort of like the brutality of like meeting someone from school and being honest about what it is you're up to, and then just the sort, just the kind of unintentional like asshole move of being like, of being too humble about the fact that you're doing something kind of cool.
I think there's a really strong bit right at the very end of this episode, too, where it's revealed that, like, and it's obvious just watching the episode, like, the crystal that, like, causes the whole problem to begin with this episode is powered by, like, those feelings of failure or doubt or, like, the negative emotions that people, like, accrue up from, like it cuts to someone, like, I think getting shit because their thesis wasn't all that they thought it was cracked up to be, or, like, people getting denied promotions or just random... stuff like that, and it's like powering up the jewel. And then right at the end of the episode, it shows the kid whose friends have all kind of like abandoned him because they're like, we don't want to like play, like make a fake tokusatsu like thing anymore. And like his newfound supportive adult friends all kind of validate that form of play for him and like that artistic expression. And the jewel changes color back to like a more neutral thing. I thought that was really cool, actually, of like, yeah, like shit maybe sucks it when you're an adult, but also like too, you can let the kids dream still, and it's a good thing for them.
Also, some of the effects they do is kind of cool. Like when they put the paint in the water.
It's just in terms of just playing around with Toku, just being like, hey, here's like little innovative ideas of how to do things on like a really small scale, and it's cool.
Yeah.
When he's like, oh, your karage looks like an explosion, and I'm like, okay, does it? And then it does. I'm like, okay, yeah, fair play. I think maybe due to the fact he's not in the episode at all, really, Serato is maybe the coolest he's ever been. His
what does he even do? I don't think I remember.
He's just chasing the kaiju.
Oh, yeah.
That's just that he's just like trying to do his duty, but he's like so go get him that I'm like, oh man, this guy's a cool superhero. It's like this. There's a moment if on the YouTube you go to like where is it? 19 minutes and 30 seconds, and he's doing the fucking Batfleck, like running towards the danger while everyone else is running away. And then he goes straight into the transformation, and he does that cool roll into the kick that I was talking about. I was like, yeah, Ultraman Omega, hell yeah, go get him. It helps that this kaiju is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the big like jet spines design.
Was this the one with the drill ending?
Yes.
Because I remember not really caring for the drill, but I did think like the jets going off for the dash was really sick.
Yeah, the drill, I'm like, whatever. But it's like it's like a way of, it's like it's connected with the kid in some way. I can't remember exactly how, but he like sees it and he's like inspired. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this kid H. He's like, there's a great moment that's sort of like, you know, the thing where it's like, oh, your negative emotions have created the kaiju, have summoned the kaiju or whatever. There's a moment that does that metaphorically, but like it's not actually doing it literally, but it like hits. It still hits where H.E. is like crushing the buildings of sand that he's built, and then as he does that, a building collapses as the kaiju appears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, still doing the same thing, just not literally. I think it's good.
Yeah, that was a good moment.
I like this episode a lot.
Same.
They still have it.
They do. They found it. It was gone for a while there. They found it. They've been searching for it. Do we want to talk about episode 20?
Sure.
Yeah.
Beyond Time. So yeah,
I love Shark's counterattack.
Oh yeah, I love the future in this episode. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think the tease on what this show is about, where it's like, wait, why is the future like this? What's going on? Why are there like machines hunting kaiju? What's happening? I'm a fan. I like where this show is going. I wish it had gone in this direction sooner. Well.
I don't really feel this way having seen the last episode of this batch, but in the time watching it, I was like, these guys seem to have taken that future at face value a lot better than I feel like most people would have.
They are just kind of okay with it.
And I know
would be
that
like, I would be having a fucking panic attack.
Yeah, and I know that they don't want to bring attention to it because they're going to do it in a few episodes anyways. But in the moment, I was like, that's so weird. Like, it's so bad.
Yeah.
Just them being like, why is the future like that? And I can't remember her name. What's the name of Ayu's mentor?
Uta.
I'm just going to call her Sensei. Sensei is like...
Who's really in the first two episodes? Interesting enough.
She's like, I just don't think there's. I think there's more than one future, and they're like, really? And she's like, oh, I don't know. I hope so. I was like, cheers, boss. I don't have to feel bad.
They need to have a part where Omega races Metal Sonic.
Yeah. They make a direct connection that we've made often. In this episode, where they're like, oh, the same instinct where someone goes, a rat, is the same instinct of like, we have to destroy the kaiju, just scaled up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is, what something we've been talking about for ages, is just like, anytime anyone's like, a spider, and then squishes it, you're just, we're doing...
That's like a little Pigmon. You just smash,
you just killed
splat
Pigmon because you're scared, because you were scared of Pigmon.
Poisons the entire population.
Yeah, exactly. So that, the moment they did, they made that connection real, I was like, okay, this is, these people are kind of taking these ideas more seriously than I expect from modern Ultraman, from what we've seen so far. Like with, the Arc movie Dogolf is just comical version of this, and then also the Arc, the tiger that has to explode in a... Honestly, maybe it's just Arc. Maybe the tiger has to explode in the middle of the city. So I was kind of impressed, and I quite, I like, they've got the kind of the plot here where like, someone Kosei grabs the kaiju and gets like transported half an hour into the future.
I enjoy the idea that there is a species that evolved in this universe that is so goddamn picky about its habitat that as a herd, it needs to time travel to find the place that's just right.
and the place that's just right is the apocalypse. Is the end of the world.
Are they stupid?
Are they stupid? The present, why is there's such a clean break between the pre-kaiju time and the post-kaiju time if there are kaiju that can travel from the disastrous future where they're getting hunted into the past where they're not getting hunted? Why does this kaiju want to go back to the future where the machines are hunting them down to death?
I like the confirmation that CPR works.
Oh. Yeah.
What was that, sorry?
The confirmation that CPR works on kaiju just like it does people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You just need someone really strong, like Ultraman.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Mel?
Kaiju only time travel when they're stressed.
Yeah. Apparently. And yeah, I'm other than all weird logical leaps. I thought this episode was
like
alright.
that budget reasons mean they keep finding reasons to find kaiju in warehouses.
Yes. The kaijus are in warehouses. This is you've said that did you tell me you've watched Primeval before?
Yes.
So yes, when you want to do a show about fighting a monster, but you don't have any money, you just do it in like office buildings.
The Guyver.
The Guyver. What else is there to say about this episode? Is there anything else to say about this episode?
I don't think there's a lot. It's a perfectly enjoyable time. I did not like it as much as the first two, but like I also don't think it's trying to like it's seeding the future, and I think that's like that and the idea, like you said, with like the coexisting and like Sorito not liking the mouse traps because he's like, well, why do we have to kill them? How, like, is there a way where we can just kind of shoo them away?
Yeah. And it turns out, yes, there is. Apparently. I don't know if that actually works. I think mice are sort of a little more determined than that, is my experience.
Yeah.
When mice move in, they move in. What was that, sorry?
Not like the sea bear.
No.
Or a vampire.
So episode... Sorry, what was that, sorry?
Or a vampire.
Oh, vampires.
Like when you put salt on the door.
Yeah, you put salt on the door. Are vampires slugs?
Ooh. Do slugs need to be invited in? Has anyone tested
this? No, slugs do not need to be invited in. My parents' place has a real problem.
Oh.
Slugs. I opened their kitchen. It was late one night, and I was like, everyone else had gone to bed, and I was like, oh, let me just like put like my mug back because I'm gonna go to bed. I opened their kitchen door, and I'm just like, okay, it's like 2 a.m. or something. I must be sleepy because I know that's not just a huge slug in the middle of the floor. But you know, slugs just get in. I'm like, come on. Surely there's some way to prevent this. Episode 21. There's a guy.
Yeah.
There's a goofy guy.
Yeah.
He sucks.
Yeah. The Lionel method.
Why is it called the Lionel method? Is it because his name is Ryon-G?
Yes.
And it's
Yes.
Lion. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that makes
Lionel.
sense. I didn't even put that
Have I
together.
told you about the guy in 40K who's called Lionel Johnson?
No.
So one of the Archons, is it Archons? One of the guys, the big guys from 40K, who's like one of the legendary mythical sons of the Emperor, is called Lion L. Johnson, with an apostrophe between Lion and L.
Okay.
And because a lot of those books, like the Horus Heresy books, are kind of trying to take 40K a little bit seriously. Like they're trying to walk the line between 40K being ridiculous and also like trying to tell a serious story. Because they're doing that, they all exclusively refer to this guy as the Lion, his nickname. And I'm like, come on, his name, just say his full name. His name is Lionel Johnson. So yeah,
I think
the
one
Lionel.
of the funnier things to come out of me listening to those Thrawn trilogy podcasts is the assertion raised in the MCA that maybe the name Thrawn came from Thought Brawn.
Oh, okay.
They were like, I hope that isn't it, but it might be.
He's got a brawny brain. He's like, oh, what if a brain was strength?
He's just so smart. The way he looks at art and knows stuff.
He looks at the Mona Lisa and he's like, oh,
I could have crossed the Alps.
Yeah. I see. I understand the human condition. Because what if he looked at a child's picture? Is there still
he'll
something
look at the crayon drawing
human?
that Yuma made as a child and be like, oh, I know how to defeat Ark now.
Yeah, clearly. Oh no, he'd get tricked because Ark isn't human. Ark is Ultraman. We found a way to defeat Thrawn. Us and every other protagonist in Star Wars. So yeah, Ryon-G's a guy. He sucks. It's kind of the one thing this episode has is this joke, and the fact that Ayu doesn't want to reflect badly on. I've forgotten her name again.
Uta.
What was that? Sorry,
Uta.
Yes, Uta doesn't want to reflect badly on Uta, and so is like, is willing to kind of suck it up and deal with Ryon-G. And this is kind of like the one aspect is like the two guys kind of don't really know how to deal with Ryon-G, and Ayu is both the one who's getting the most mad about having to deal with him, and is also the one who is like willing to like put on a front and be like, yes, I apologize, sir. Because, she woman, she have to deal with this shit. Is kind of, my one little, like, interesting thing I clung on to in this episode. We get a return of a classic kaiju.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all
I was reading YouTube comments under the episode and being like, oh, I guess this is, like, the first time this kaiju has returned in this form ever, like, other than Shin Ultraman.
Yeah.
Oh.
I read that on the wiki. I was like, oh yeah, it's been a long time. I thought he was a classic guy, but I mean, he is a classic guy, but damn.
Yeah, I would have imagined this one had come back at least, a few other times before.
Mm-hmm. I also saw some people being real stupid in the comments. The Japanese fan base is not fundamentally more with it than the Western fan base. I am afraid. The comments I saw that were like, oh, I wonder if maybe like Serato had like a different personality in the past. And I'm like, yes. Are you stupid? It's obviously.
Listen, I just think adults commenting on a YouTube video of a show meant for preschoolers, there's gonna be some self-selection there.
Lol.
I just think this is the reality of what we're watching.
Does anyone have anything to say about this episode?
Nah, I didn't I don't think this episode's bad, but I didn't really
It's like the
feel
most.
anything.
I think it's funny that he does have like a traffic cone that he modified to have his name on it, so he can stand on it.
Yeah. He just sets it down. Yeah. This guy is having fun. This actor.
Yeah.
I bet the set was fun that day.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Ryan's
Do you want to talk about the main event? Okay, what was that? Sorry.
Ryan's tech tips.
Yeah. What if Wolfie had Rionji on for an episode?
This was stupid.
Do you want to talk about the main? Do you want to talk about the main event this week?
Yeah.
Which is episode 22.
The backstory.
We know the deal with Omega now.
Who watches the Watchers?
We do.
It's true. On our TV screens.
Yeah.
We're always on those screens.
Yeah. We be on them phones. So the breakdown. What the fuck was that? The hell? Hang on.
What happened?
Huge bang. I think someone slammed their door. I don't know. Someone's in a bad mood. Do you think it would improve their mood if I knocked on the door and told them to keep it down?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. I'm recording a podcast with my friends.
Yeah, we're recording a podcast about a preschool show.
It's called Ultra Q, actually. It's a pretty good listen. Here's a QR code. I'm going to slide it under your door you just slammed. It'll give you the
shortcut
RSS
to an
feed.
ass kicking.
Shout outs to me, telling my one coworker about this podcast, and then 2 weeks later he got fired.
Oh. He was listening to the podcast too much at work.
Yep. It was definitely that.
He listened to episode 100, which was too explicit. So, okay, let's break down what the deal is with Ultraman here. So the Ultramen are guardians that watch over planets and prevent outside interference, but do not interfere with the planet itself. So essentially, this show has solved the Fermi paradox. It's Ultraman. It's Ultraman is preventing any contact between the worlds.
Can't believe Ultraman's controlling us. It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy. And then there was a planet called the Genesians or something.
Yeah.
Who they had the kaiju had appeared. There was every planet has like the potential for kaiju awakening, and it happens at some point. And it's like a natural test that species have to overcome.
Yeah, it's like Evangelion, like the angels versus the humans.
Yeah. And
the fruit of life versus the fruit of knowledge.
The Genesians fail the test because they're like, we're going to destroy the kaiju. We're going to fight for our planet. They invent weapons to fight the kaiju. Eventually, they destroy. Their planet is in ruins. They leave to go find a new planet. They find Earth, and this one old guy, this Genesian, is like opposed to this. He's the recording. He's the detective I gave you all the clues guy with Serato, and he's leaving his recorded message for Serato, and he's like, I was against this, but the rest of most people were like, we're going to take over Earth. The species down there, they're not as advanced as us. We can easily colonize them, take over their planet. And then Ultraman intervened, Ultraman Omega, and there was a big fight, and eventually, the Genesians were destroyed, and Omega fell to Earth, lost his memories, and this Genesian was like, okay, I'm going to get you to go out into the world and be human, and it's going to be like a peaceful existence for you. But Ultraman feels his calling, and he becomes a hero and fights against kaiju. And this Genesian, this recording of the Genesian is like, bro, you didn't do that shit for us. Why are you saving these people? Why you didn't save us? Why are you saving them? Why do they get special treatment? Just because you're one of them now? And we get Serato gets his memories return, and we have a great tone switch on him, where like in the middle of like this Genesian recording being like, why wouldn't you're helping them? Why wouldn't you help us? And Serato, his tone switches up, and he's like, the Genesians killed themselves.
Yes,
we didn't do that. It's good. Well, that's and then a kaiju appears behind this, but it's the one from Blazar that they keep using. Yeah, it's a Ganula. Yeah.
This did excite me, but it was immediately quenched by the feeling of, I also think humans are likely to kill themselves. I don't think the show is at all going to really deal with that in a way that I'm gonna find satisfying.
Yeah, even I guess they're like, they're not gonna be like, corporations are making climate change happen faster. And that's
like, we do have the bad future of like, oh well, this, without our hero's intervention, this is gonna be how, like, what is most likely to go down. I do, however, think that what's inevitably going to happen is Omega's gonna be like, well, Kosei's a good guy, and if we just had more Koseis in the world, like, everything would be fine.
Kosei is more than a good guy. He's the guy who's a Pokemon trainer for kaiju.
Yeah.
And so he represents the bond between humanity and kaiju, because they're his Pokemon. Yes. Which is going to be a really sort of like just very juvenile conclusion to the show. That is, that's going to be the way the show ends. We will see how they land that.
It's gonna be wild when the apocalypse happens and we're all super wrong.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Omega leaves, and it's not like the typical, sayonara, Ultraman. It's like, you did this to yourself.
It's Tales of the End of Sonic Adventure. Well, all's well that ends well.
It is sort of interesting that like you both say, this show is not going to identify like the causes of the problems. Like in the sense that, one, I don't necessarily know that this is written by people who recognize, who have it in them to fully grasp what the problem is. Two, even if they did, I don't think they're going to do that in the kids show for Ultraman.
That's being sold, used to sell billions of dollars of toys by Bandai, etc.
Yes. However, the show, this episode is very directly about the idea of every civilization, every sentient civilization of like the human variety, reaches the point where it finds itself in this beset by natural disasters, and how does it respond to this? and in this way, it is very directly about these things. It's just it's not going to name the real world material causes of this, which is
like I like the idea of like
interesting state of affairs.
Every society will have to reach the point where it has to reckon with are you going to dominate nature or live with it, and one of those things is going to leave a bad outcome for you.
Yeah.
It's just like in this case, it's like the climate is metaphorized as the kaiju. Yes,
I mean, kaiju as natural disaster caused by phenomenons in the climate is like classic.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is like I think this is very direct, but it's but as you say, can't identify the root causes of the problem.
I think the way the Ultramen fit into this is, and I think at some point in this podcast I brought up I would be interested in seeing what like a deist Ultraman is, and this is kind of that, where like they're not supposed to directly engage. Like they just are supposed to kind of be there and let shit rock. And I'm curious how the show lands on their version of humans need to do this for themselves, which is where I'm sure this is going with this in the mix of him being like, I am going beyond my role in a way that might actually be kind of taboo for my species.
It's also interesting. Now that I've dismissed the idea that anyone working on this show might have any kind of grasp of materialism. Now that I've dismissed that, I'm now also recognizing it's interesting that the reason Serato sides with humanity is because he's been placed on the side of humanity because he has a human body. Because if he was in his Ultraman form by default, he would not be on the side of humanity. I really like how evil the first thing he says as old Serato is. It's really good. The fucking the Ganessians killed themselves. They built weapons that ruined their own planet. You can't blame me for that.
It's also not even him. It's like a different guy. It was a different Ultraman.
Yeah, it's a different guy. You can't blame us for that. But I like the idea that he is willing to adopt the responsibility of the guy that let that happen on Ganessia anyway. It wasn't personally him, but he is like, well, obviously I would have done the same thing. That's the thing we do.
The fact he's also arguing with a voicemail, I feel like really illustrates how much this is like a deeply like a snap, like judgment emotional response. It's great.
Yeah, it's not like it's Dr. Wily in the capsule where it's clearly like, I keep making these things, so I'm clearly like an AI at some point, and I'm just like a dead guy.
Man, it's nice having like a batch of these shows I'm actually kind of excited to talk about.
Yeah.
I wish it happened sooner, but
and Kose is just kind of along for the ride in this episode, and Ayu is demoted from the main cast.
She's woman at the office.
She's woman at the office.
Though, in this case, it's kind of presented as like, she's like second command, and so therefore she's at HQ.
Yeah,
for like
someone has to look after the Andromeda ship.
Someone has to guard the HQ.
Yeah. And get kidnapped by a lady with a whip.
She's like, she's doing like
I don't think that can happen anymore in these shows.
She's like doing Fuka's role in Tartarus
because of woke.
You say that can't happen. That giant lady was dressing up that little man in doll clothes and putting him in a dollhouse.
True.
Kosei singing the Ken
they
song from the
get in
movie.
their freak on. They just gotta they gotta sneak it in. What else did they talk about in this episode?
Yeah, I mean, we're clearly being set up for endgame, which is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I right now I'm
Avengers
feeling
Endgame.
I have the reverse of Blazar feelings of like
Oh yes.
yeah.
like oh, this really got interesting.
It's almost like there's like an inverse of quality where like the first half of the Blazar was bangers, and then they kind of
lost steam
as they tried to introduce the plot, and meanwhile this one they just took forever to actually find their footing, and now they're swinging.
But the plot's pretty good.
Yeah.
The plot's cooking.
and the one-off episodes are very hit or miss. It's wild.
Yeah.
I still, even with this stuff, I do think this is my least favorite protagonist we've had. I like what they're doing with them. I'm curious how I feel right at the end, but it just feels a little too little.
I feel
too
like
late
I
for me.
like Serato more than Yuma, just because I think Yuma doesn't have that much.
Yuma's not very good either. Yeah.
The problem is we had Gento first.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were
No one is ever topping Gento.
we were feasting and we didn't know it.
You know, well,
I hope the Omega movie will be unhinged.
Oh yeah, we got a whole fucking movie we're gonna need to do. That's right.
Yeah.
I always
Yeah.
forget.
Who knows when that'll drop? Presumably it'll be in December, because that's when the Mill Creek releases seem to be for the...
who know? Yeah. Who knows when it'll be set?
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arc opened up new possibilities. Were those possibilities a good idea? Who could say?
Yeah. I think we were like of the opinion of like, oh, this could be interesting to have this be set in the middle of the show, and then we watched it in the execution. It was like, actually, maybe
it was bad.
Maybe we should have said it after the show. After all.
I don't remember jack shit other than, well, I guess there's Doggle
Yeah,
and
Doggle.
Shadow Ultraman.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was kind of it.
They did
That was it.
the one alien had like the fucking Dark
Oh, yeah,
Knight trap for Shu.
UP got terrorized by that alien.
Oh, you're such a big fan of UP getting terrorized.
I am.
He's
That
a
was pretty
victim.
funny.
Shu getting
Yeah,
mailed
he
his
is.
old art piece by like a terrorist alien is pretty
Oh,
fucked
that
up.
did rock.
See, the thing is, if the entire movie was just that one last half, it would have been really good.
If someone mailed me the shitty clay pot I made when I was a teenager at school, that would go crazy. I would be like, who the fuck is doing this?
No, I think specifically it was like he made that art piece because he was depressed about his partner being killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I made that art piece because it was, I had to.
Yeah. I had a
was
shitty clay
school.
pot I made in middle school on my shelf for the longest time, and then when I moved to the city and out of my
Yeah.
folks' place, I was like, do I want to keep this? Because I had been using it as, like, a change jar for, like, my entire life, and I was like, no, I just tossed it.
Here's the thing. I'm going to be real. Mine's a pretty good clay pot if you don't know that it looks like that by accident. It looks kind of cool. But I know that that's because I didn't know anything about how to make anything.
I'm looking up at the clay Indiana Jones I made in 8th grade. It looks really gross.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
When I was in, like, 5th grade, we had, like, a little, like, kiln thing at our school for, like, making clay figures and stuff, and I made a fat dragon with wings that I didn't attach on properly, and when they burned them to, like, harden them, the wings fell off, and I cried.
Aww.
And that was my start of darkness.
Now it's a worm.
Yeah.
True.
The start of darkness. The prequel.
She let me make a second one. That one worked out.
Nice.
I was the only one who got to make a second one.
You were the Obi-Wan who got to make a second one.
Did I say the Obi-Wan?
I don't know, but it sounded like that to me.
That was listen, the original trilogy would have been a lot different if Obi-Wan got to make a second one, let me tell you.
That's true.
After he watches the first one burn to what he can only assume is his death, he's like, round 2.
Well,
Goes back to Tatooine. Hey,
Yeah.
Watto, got a second?
Well, no, he got Luke. He got his second.
Ah, that's true.
That is the plot of the original trilogy. Is he got a second go?
He did.
Can't believe
He
I
did
found,
kinda
I found
get
a second
go.
Skywalker.
Yeah. There will be many more,
He's
unfortunately.
like, I should just tell this kid a bunch of bullshit and lies because I don't want to deal with my emotional baggage. And then when I'm a ghost
I love
later,
Obi-Wan Kenobi. He sucks so much.
and then when I'm a ghost later, I'll be like, oh, well, you
No,
know.
the
I
prequels
coulda
are
told
bad
you all
because they
that.
add emotional wrinkles to Obi-Wan and Yoda.
Oh, man. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Unlike the Thrawn trilogy where we're aghast at Admiral Akbar being arrested for treason.
It's really good. It's really good. I started reading for AMCA. I started reading Revenge of the Sith novel. I'm gonna be real. After having that novel hyped up
Glazed
for years by
to
Star
hell and
Wars
back.
fans, reading the first 2 pages and going, "Oh no, this is written like a Star Wars novel."
Wow, I'm so
heard,
Put me the
shocked.
fuck out.
I have heard people suck this thing's dick for years now about how it's just the movie
written
but
like
better.
a fucking pulpy Star Wars novel. It's written like all the others. It's constantly cutting off it's constantly going to a new paragraph to do a cool stinger line. I'm like, no, I want to read a real book.
Movie novelizations are the funniest goddamn thing.
Well,
I still need to read those Godzilla novelizations that were officially translated and put out, and I purchased. That are apparently quite good.
We got the Ultraman Ultra 7 novels out there now.
That's
Yeah.
true. I have the first one of those still.
Nice.
what the fuck are we talking about?
Anything other than Ultraman Omega.
Apparently.
Well, that's not this podcast. That's the other podcast.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
So
here.
how was your week?
No. Otherwise,
that's your Brucey
yeah.
bonus gang.
Yeah. Do we have anything more to say about these episodes?
No.
No, I mean, the standalone episodes were good for all the reasons we said, and we just got to look forward to the finale.
Yeah.
It's weird
That
being
may be-
excited to see how the last batch of a modern Ultraman's gonna go, but I'm like, ooh. So that's a
I'm
nice
interested.
change of pace.
You know what? I have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the choice to make this old guy a recording instead of a character who's still alive.
Yeah. Very Pat
like-
Labor the movie.
Yeah, there's no one to actually confront Serato about this other than Kosei now.
Yeah.
Which is an interesting state of affairs. I would have maybe made the decision to keep this old guy around, but this is
Especially because they
they're
got the
making
actors
show,
specifically
and
for
we'll
this
see.
episode.
I
Yeah.
think it's really interesting that he's gone. I'm gonna be honest. I am a kind of a sucker for the thing already happened, and all that's left is the dude. mocking
There
you
is
via
a strong vibe
recordings.
to like the recording, just like shouting at Serato while like Taganilar emerges behind it as like the ghost of the guy is summoning the kaiju or is embodying the kaiju in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once again, Omega doing not doing literal connections between things, not feeling the need to literalize the
emotional
connection between
connection.
Kaiju's emotion. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is good.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's better that way.
Yeah,
Okay. Do you have some notes for us,
I
Mel?
do.
Go for it.
The directors this time, Kiyotaka Taguchi did episode 18 and 19. You'll recall he was the head director of Blazar as well as Orb and Zet. Takanori Sugimoto directed episode 20 and 21. He previously did Blazar episodes 4 through 6, which is, Emiya's Cool Spy, Henri's hometown, and the washing machine episode. And also 17, which is a Zangiel episode. Less to our taste, maybe. He was one of the head directors for ARC, and he also did episode 1 to 3, 24 to 25, and also the movie, and he personally designed the doggle.
I see.
Which does mean that him doing the future episode is him iterating a better plot than he did previously that we complained about in this episode.
Yeah, we don't get a fucking framed photo of the stupid fucking thing this time.
And then
fuck Doggo.
Tomonobu Koshi did episode 22. The writers are Takao Nakano for episode 18, Hirotaka Adachi for episode 19, Masaya Honda for episode 20 to 21, and Toshizo Nemoto, episode 22. Episode 18, the Barossa Zygon is voiced by Kenta Miyake, who many will recognize as the voice of All Might from My Hero Academia. Suit actor Ikan Harada. Gilda, voice and face placed by, because she briefly looks like a human, played by Haruka Momokawa. She's apparently a major character. She played a major character in Ultraman X, which we'll get to eventually. And the mother, suit actor Hiroki Arai. Voice is Yoshiko Sakakibara, who you may recognize as the voice of Haman Karn in Zeta Gundam and Double Zeta Gundam.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Hell yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, you can go to the wiki to find more all the trivia stuff in the collection. Episode 19, Bagragon, suit actor Hiroki Arai, and designed by Ryota Otsuka. Chronoceros in episode 20, suit actor Shun Takahashi, and designed by Takanori Tsujimoto, the episode director, as well as he also designed the ships in that episode as well.
Okay.
Makoto Ryaonji is played by Jibun Fukazawa. Apparently his book was for budget reasons they were going to give it to the characters as a PDF, but the director Tsujimoto insisted on doing it as a physical book instead. I think it makes for a stronger bit. Gabara suit actor Hiroki Arai. Much like the original Gabara suit, this Gabara was modified by a Naranga suit that they had lying around for previous shows. And finally, Takei Nilar suit actor Shun Takahashi. I'm pretty sure that's the same suit actor as from all the way back at Blazar. Now for the color timers and the capsule countdown. Episode 18, 1 minute 52 seconds and 5 minutes 12 seconds. Episode 19, 2 minutes 2 seconds, 4 minutes 38 seconds. Episode 20, 3 minutes 49 seconds. Episode 21, 2 minutes 44 seconds. Episode 22, 55 seconds, and then 2 minutes 25 seconds. As for the Kaiju Reckonus, episode 18, 1 minute 16 seconds and also 16 seconds. Episode 20, 2 minutes 50 seconds. Episode 22, 55 seconds. Trigron, who is extremely not in the show in this batch, episode 18, 23 seconds, and then also 20 seconds.
Okay.
Valentinus, episode 18, 15 seconds and 3 minutes 8 seconds. Episode 19, 3 minutes 55 seconds. Episode 21, 2 minutes 44 seconds. Episode 22, 2 minutes 0 seconds. And then altogether, all three kaiju as mini forms. Episode 8, 40 seconds and 10 seconds. Then episode 19, 40 seconds.
Okay.
I was vindicated, but I'm also being punished.
Yes. This is how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any emails?
Yeah. So we have CrossData's email from before.
Oh, yeah.
And then Mothra Fanboy sent in an email. So I'll just get to CrossData's first. This is apparently covering episode 1 to 17, so like the entire show, but also it's like one paragraph. CrossData says, I am a lot more high in this show, but that is mostly due to me being an Ultra fan for over 20 years and seeing shows that would rank under this. For the third show that this director is ahead of, I am mostly surprised I am not having a terrible time. I forgot who this guy, what other shows this show shared. I am having okay time with the episode plots. There was not a boredom to these episodes, nor was the director telling me how to play with the toy constantly. Okay. The bar for new gen stuff is not that high, and is kind of clearing it. I do think this show has a debuff of being too coarse, but that is the fate of Modern Ultraman. Yeah, like we were saying, like having only 25 episodes is a weakness.
It's a format.
Yeah.
They kind of stuck with like, oh, we cannot afford to have a show for longer than 25 episodes.
Yeah, I do feel like there is a degree to which they don't always use their time the best, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I sometimes think about the fact that my literal favorite compared it shouldn't be an excuse, because like my literal favorite anime is Psycho-Pass, and that is like 22 episodes.
Yeah.
And that is a police procedural in part. Like there are like several episodes that are just like one-offs. That whole like first half is kind of like doing one-off stuff for a while, or like two-parter mysteries and stuff. So like I don't know.
You gotta make this shit count.
You gotta make the shit count.
Yeah.
And the super traditional school where in Psycho-Pass where they're raising perfect wives for rich people is making it count.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway.
Thank you for your email.
Now for Mothra Fanboy. Somehow, in spite of everything, I didn't really hate these episodes.
Let's go!
I was curious.
I was curious to see if Mothra Fanboy was gonna find himself at odds with us this week.
I did some thinking after what you said regarding my email on episode 13 and 17. I decided to give Omega one more chance. I'd watch episode 18 and see if I wanted to continue.
What did we say?
Episode 18 would determine if I would continue.
We encouraged Mothra Fanboy to maybe not watch shows that he hated.
Episode 18, I really like this episode. Yep, this means I'm giving Omega more chances. Don't worry, I'm a completionist. I'm used to pushing through dire circumstances. Example, Ultraman Ace.
Yeah, that's why.
Anyway, the episode. I loved all the callbacks, and a collector alien is a pretty cool idea, IMO. I just had a fun time overall. Nothing that had me going, holy fuck, I love the Ultra series, but I had a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 19, speaking of holy fuck, I love the Ultra series. I absolutely adored episode 19. I really like the Tokusatsu kid and his adventures he had making a kaiju movie with the gang. Definitely my favorite episode of Omega. Not much more to say, but I loved it. Episode 20.
Yeah.
This episode was fun. A neat concept, pretty cool kaiju design. The effects of traveling through time made me laugh audibly. They are pretty funny.
The CG of Kosei holding the kaiju and then the weird kaleidoscope happening around them is very silly.
Yes. But they're trying their best.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 21, really fun episode. I like the new boss. He's pretty funny. Antics did indeed ensue. Fun times. And episode 22, okay lore drop. I like the idea of Ultras being observers. Nothing to say. We're the endgame, I guess. Overall, I enjoyed Omega this time around. Looking forward to the last of the episodes. See you then.
Glad you enjoyed the batch that we also just kind of just thought was pretty good.
Yeah. I guess maybe it is just indicative of the quality is just higher at this point.
Yeah. They just found a good show. I don't know where they were looking for it before.
Yeah, we'll just be telling people, Ultraman Omega just really gets pretty good 2/3 of the way there.
It's just not true. It's just never true. It's somehow true this time.
Yeah.
Thank you for your email.
Thank you for your email.
Thank you for your email.
Is that all our emails?
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. I think that's a podcast.
Yeah.
So, if you want to follow us online, you can do so at ultra_QUEUE on Twitter. We are also at ultraQUEUE on Blue Sky. I'm also on Blue Sky. I'm at Red November. Those are my plugs. Mel.
You can send an email to ultraqpod@gmail.com. Also, we have the coffee UltraQ Fund.
Sick. Brad.
Yeah, you can find me on Blue Sky Be Invoked. That's BEINVOKED. And also on YouTube.
Yeah.
Also, I guess technically this is getting recorded on... Not getting recorded, it's getting released on New Year's.
Oh yeah, it's already been Christmas.
Yes.
I hope you had a nice Christmas.
And I hope that today, that this episode's coming out, you have a Happy New Year.
Oh yeah! Have a Happy New Year! I hope the 2026 is a decent one.
I need it to be.
I was gonna say good. I adjusted down to decent. I don't know what that says.
Listen, it's we're living in interesting times, etc., etc.
I didn't intentionally. It just happened automatically. I was like, good.
Your
seems a bit much.
Your heart knew the right thing to say.
Yeah.
I guess, you know, in these trying times, truly, we all are Charlie Kirk.
You're not making me play the night called Charlie Kirk.
You not have to put that.
It's been stuck in my head for weeks. It's a real problem.
It's really funny.
Gen Z immediately latching onto that song is like, oh, this is terrible, and just taking the piss out of it.
Is it Gen Z or is it Gen Alpha at this point?
Probably
No
both.
idea.
Either way, it's the first thing in a while that made me go, the kids are all right.
All right. That is a podcast. Goodbye, everyone. We will see you next week for let me check the schedule.
I think it's The Man Who Made Ultraman. I think that should be it.
The Men Who Made Ultraman. It's a documentary.
Yeah, by Jasoji, I think.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
See ya.
Later.
So wake up the passion, cut those out, Himalayan action. Instant pasta, another reflection. Justice selection, cuts on the caption. The guy who know what goes on, of course, revolution.
Can't stop for what I'm not. These endless waters stay alive. I'll be the light, I'll be the light. Did I say sort of a shining star?
Never
Give up.
give it up.
祈りを祝う
Come and start revolution. 僕らがつなぎ合わすこの足に灯す光。生まれた想いはまた知らない明日に続いてる。眺めているだけでよかったのに、遥か遠い月の裏側で So 存在の理由を探せの one 曖昧なままでも never gonna stop 揺るがないファクト開いたままから go 生きる意味ならもうどうつけてから go なら run
Can't stop or what I'm not. These endless waters stay alive. I'll be the light, I'll be the light. Did I say sort of a shining star?
Never
Give up.
響き合う
祈りを祝う
Come and start revolution 僕らがつなぎ合わすこの足に灯す光
生まれた想いはまた知らない明日に続いてる。守